These are my snowboard boots. I love being up in the mountains, travelling up on the ski lift and seeing the most amazing views all around me as the sunlight bounces off the snow. There's something amazing about being on a mountaintop. In Luke 9, we have an amazing story about a mountaintop. Jesus takes Peter, James and John to the top of a very high mountain, and there he is transfigured before them. He begins to shine brightly. A cloud envelops them, and this booming voice from heaven says, "This is my Son, whom I have chosen. Listen to him." What's fascinating is that all three synoptic gospel writers put the story of this mountaintop experience side by side with what happens when they come down the mountain, when they are faced with the very presence of evil. A father comes to Jesus. His son is demon-possessed, and the son is forced into convulsions. The disciples can't heal him, but Jesus prays and heals the boy and hands him back to his father. I think it's important that these two stories sit side by side. Sometimes we tend to live in just one of these scenarios. Sometimes the mountaintop, sometimes the valley. I meet some people who go from event to event searching for the next blessing from God without ever getting their hands dirty. We're called to have these mountain experiences, then we're called to go back into the difficult things, into the mess of the world, to demonstrate something of who God is, to bring healing, empowered by the God who sends us. But for others, sometimes we're stuck in the valleys, in the pain, in the difficult things of this world, and we fail to make time to connect with God, to climb the mountain, to have the mountaintop experience. We see all the suffering in the world, and we're overwhelmed by it. We see all that needs to be done, and we forget what it is simply to be. Our most important calling is to be in relationship with the Father. Often we think we are indispensable to God's plans, but it's having this rhythm of mountaintops and valleys that helps us live authentic lives. Where are you today? Perhaps you're on the mountaintop and you've received a great blessing from God. Maybe it's time to go down the mountain, to go and bless others. Or perhaps you've been stuck in the valley a long time. It's important to be reminded of why you do what you do. Perhaps today it's time to take some time out, to go and ascend the mountaintop, to connect with God afresh. The voice from heaven tells Peter, James and John to listen to him, to listen to Jesus. Whether you're on the mountaintop or down in the valley, perhaps it's time to listen to Jesus afresh, to hear where he's calling you to go.